Hi everybody, just a quick announcement before we actually get into the actual video that I have made for you guys. I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me and following me along with this lovely little journey that is known as my podcast. But just want to let you guys know that I'm going to be taking a break for the holiday season, as in this is pretty much the last video that I've recorded for the year. I do have videos planned and ready to be recorded for next year, but I'm pretty much going to be taking a couple weeks off to kind of just enjoy the holiday season, because I don't really get much breaks when it comes to doing this kind of work. So it's nice to know around this time of the year I can actually use it as an opportunity for me to have a little break for myself, because I have a lot of plans that I want to have in mind, and I want to actually have the time to sit down and really critically think about what I want to do. And also I have these two new additions into my life. As you can see, yep, that's both of them. This one is Brady, that one is Milo. They're my two new additions into my family, so I want to spend some time with them as well. That's pretty much all I wanted to really showcase to you guys. So yeah, there will be more episodes coming out the first Monday after the first of the year, so please do not hesitate to just chill out for a bit and wait for next year. But I certainly hope you guys enjoyed the video that I made for you guys today. So thank you so much for watching.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Alrighty, hello everybody, and welcome back to yet another episode of The Gloving Paradigm, where I'm your host Peter, aka LPD Dubuque, and today with me I have a very special guest. He is the admin, the overlord, the savior of Worldwide Glover Discord chat. I have McKinley Rojas, aka StarStream TuT. How is it going, my guy?
It's going pretty well, my dude. I'm glad to be here. It's been a great, check off the bucket list to have made it on here one day.
Right. I know I've been wanting to get you on here for a good while. It's just been pretty crazy, pretty hectic. But I figured, hey, I want to do another Let's Watch Pit Battles, and you're like, hey, I'm down to watch. And so here we are. Next day we get it done.
Oh yeah, I'm like, let's get on with it. Let's have some fun and just enjoy the flow out there.
Exactly. It's probably one of the big things that a lot of people have been enjoying from my channel is when I actually watch pit battles, because it's not necessarily a competition, but it is its own thing, and I honestly feel like people have a bad perception of it when they first hear about it. So I actually like the idea of showing a more positive spin on what pit battles is all about. So but without further ado, we have our 4 matches today, and our first one up, of course, as we can already see on screen, is Danny Phantom versus Nick Ho, which don't know if he even has a Glover name yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I've heard good things. I've heard that he's a really good impactor.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. And I know Danny actually made a comment before we watched this, where he was just like, yeah, no, I was actually very, very surprised to hear a lot of people's comments on Nick's performance. So I think without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started watching Danny Phantoms first.
The Phantom versus the Ho.
Right?
Damn, bro, you got the whole squad laughing.
See, look at that. Pit versus the Ho.
Oh, love it. Very nice, Danny. Very nice. But alright, I think without further ado, Danny, show us what you got.
Show me what you got!
Ah yes, the classic bathroom pit battle video.
Yeah. You can see the outlet. But he's brave enough to bring the lighting in there.
Okay, I see what you did there, Danny. Nice little digiscaling cover.
extensions, some clusters. Doing that aggression is good for space. Kind of nitpick for me. I always love when he does that flail, like he never uses the other side. That's just me, just knowing that.
No, I noticed that as well.
Doesn't take away from it. That's different.
Okay, I was actually very impressed with that tutting sequence, Danny.
I like the way he's been using his styles. Concept stuff.
Yeah. Very nice.
Takes it back to whenever he was first started. The way he effectively uses the accelerometer.
Yeah, very strong display of accelerometer usage. Alrighty, that was Danny Phantom. So, McKinley, tell me what you thought about that.
Man, I thought that was pretty well executed. There wasn't very much slop in there. A lot of intention. The only thing I could tell he could have leaned more into is during that part where it started getting slow. Felt like he was just continuing to move about and kind of like figuring out where to go. But overall, man, that was a pretty solid video. Maybe just a little more showmanship. But I mean, overall, he was smiling throughout it. But there were just moments that I could notice where he wasn't. And that's just me just being aware of it. Because I've just seen so many of his shows, but...
Well, I would certainly say a lot of my viewers will know Danny by now because pretty much almost every Let's Watch Pit Battles, or I think there was an Instagram one where he showed up as well. He's just been on every time I watched and did features. He's always showing up. So that, to me, that's one showing people how much of a grind he's actually putting out there in terms of content for himself.
Oh yeah. He's taking initiative just like Joe was. I feel like, whenever when Joe first hopped on the list, he was just going at it. Whether it was an L or a W, just going.
Yeah.
I always saw his name up there, and that's what Danny's doing. I always see his name challenging somebody, or he's gonna pit him somehow.
Yeah. I will certainly say this, though. This has probably been one of his most well put together shows I've seen him do to date. In terms of pit battles. This one, he showed way more speed control, way more patience, and way more accentuations on his movements to really showcase the shapes and the patterns that he puts out.
Without repeating.
Yes, exactly. The best thing I liked, though, was his clusters, because he slowed down to the point that I wanted to see him. And he really showcased how he opens, closes, and moves about the grid with his clusters. I'm like, yes. This is the type of stuff I want to see. So, yeah, dude, probably his biggest level up show I've seen thus far. But is there anything else you want to say, McKinley, on that?
Nothing at the moment. Let's go ahead and check out the hoe, and then we can, we can compare.
Yes, I definitely want to probably say that. But overall, Danny, last thought, amazing show. Probably one of your best ones to date. But alright.
Heavy metal, though.
And you know what? I was very surprised of how well he kept himself controlled through that as well. With that kind of bombacity.
Even though it got aggressive, but he still paced it back down.
I definitely also want to point out the mode toggling. Loved it. I think he actually executed that well in terms of the song as well. Where it changed, he got that change in there, and boom, perfect. But without further ado, Nick Ho, show us what you got.
Show me what you got.
Well, palm lights.
Digging the symmetry. Nitpick. I would have darkened the room. That's just been like mainly with color correction.
Yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from on that.
Because it would have made the red pop a lot more just now.
Oh, you went with the lighter shade of blue. Very nice.
I wonder how long he's been letting. Very nice.
I would certainly say the skill of impacting one's shows kind of tells you how long they've been gloving. But that's what I'm kind of waiting until the end to discuss on.
I can definitely tell. Oh yeah. So far, I'm digging the variety and intentionally use he's had with it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's kept it pretty clean too.
Yeah. I also like he's showing you how to keep the focal point in the back and still not detract from it. Definitely knows the classic staples of impacting to a very strong degree. Yeah. Because he's doing a really good job with the disrupting. Ooh.
He's recovering though. Yeah, he just recovered. He accidentally made both of them go. He only wanted to do one.
Very strong stroke theory. Damn!
I feel like the ending could have been better though.
I agree.
That was good, but I was like, maybe you could have. It's a detail for like it shouldn't matter that much. Like, oh, cut it. But it's also like the part of the song too. It didn't sound like the song was ending. You know, it still needed a little more of that simmer.
Yeah, so first thing I'll say...
Impacting's difficult, though.
Yeah, if I had to guess how long he's been gloving with how he presented his impacting ability, I want to say a minimum at least spending 3 years in impacting, because he knows how to change on his timing in terms of the maximum effect for each sequence that he went with. Because did you notice how when he went with that blue one, he literally, it came around, I felt a lot longer than 3 seconds, but he still was able to click it to the next mode without missing the timing. So this is somebody who shows a very strong understanding of their own equipment, and that's one of the things when it comes to impacting. You really need to get familiar with how your equipment operates, because yeah, it's not exactly 3 seconds. Some are shorter, some are longer. But if you know that threshold, you know exactly when it's going to be that, you can maximize on each configuration and mode that you have with your impacting abilities. And yeah, this guy shows very strong, and I mean extremely strong, understanding of how impacting works. So minimum at least 3 years into it.
Yeah,
and
probably agree with you there.
yeah, if he started impacting from the get-go, yeah, I would say minimum 3 years, but at least 3 years of practicing impacting is where I see his show.
He has a pretty solid flow packs too, like the way he was using it, the reverses and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and keeping it in the back. That was very, very well done.
Yeah, definitely a very Karma-esque influence I saw there.
Kept
And
it very symmetrical and clean
yeah,
for the most part.
which to me is very
I saw
classic.
a couple misclicks, but that's just like I was just really paying attention.
Exactly. I did notice that one. I do agree with you. That was a misclick. But this is a great example of how you utilize a misclick to your advantage to make it look intentional. Because
Yeah. And
even
then
though
same with
we
the other one,
noticed...
he did that thing, and I was like, okay, all right, okay.
So take a lesson, everybody. If you're studying impacting, this is how you hide a misclick. And it's one of the things that you can be very subtle about it, or you can make it feel like an intentional thing, and no one would be the wiser. Because to me, misclicks can detract from the show if it's very obvious and you don't know how to recover from it. That one did not. Yeah, that one did not do it. Just beautiful. But other than that, is there anything else you want to say about that? I really enjoyed that show, though.
Good show. Now comparing it to Danny's, again, you don't want to like say that production matters that much, but like it's the little details. To me, it sounded like he overloaded it, so maybe he didn't, but the audio didn't sound bad, so I'm not really mad about that. But again, a little bit of color correction would help with the impact of the light, making a little more of that oomph.
Yeah.
Giving it a cut and a fade or something would make it better. But now that's what I have for the first impression, someone who just sees it, that's the impression.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a difficult one for me to even try to vote on because
I'd have to score it out to be one of those.
Yeah, to me, the way I'm looking at it, like, yeah, Nick showed an extremely strong presentation of what impacting is all about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He had a very strong sense of box theory. He was able to keep focal. One of the things that I like from old styles of impacting is when they're able to have the light back here and they're doing something over here to kind of accentuate the depth of field. But you still have this focal point that draws you towards the back. So you can still see everything, but you have a point to look towards. And he really kind of showed his strong understanding of how to manipulate that. But Danny definitely just showed a lot of progress. Like, I mean, a lot of progress. Like, I have to say, his show actually is able to put up against a good impacting show. Like, this gives Nick a run for his money, so...
Yeah, because at the end of the Nick show, I wasn't, like, screaming. I was like, oh, yeah, this is... it was a good show.
Yeah.
I wasn't a hype.
I think when it comes to an impacting show, at least for me, it's not as much of like what I like initially react. It's just to me is how well was the precision, and that one was really, really good. I mean, yeah, I'm so stumped at this point. I don't know what to choose.
Just pick one. They all cost the same.
I would pick Danny for, overall variability.
Yeah.
And keeping the show clean and having a little bit of story, have more showmanship. 'Cause I didn't see any showmanship from Nick. I didn't see much of a story.
Yeah.
It was very much just a light show, which is cool. But now we're like, all right, now we're getting into the details of what makes a light show pop more. So a little bit of more of them. He needed more bit of Nick in there.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I don't know who Nick is still. I just know, okay, he's that, just like what I heard before. I heard he's a pretty good impactor.
And I would certainly say yes, he definitely shows the understanding of impacting. So it's I think
That's all I can see art.
I think that's where I see where you're coming from when it's like this.
Where's the sauce? Where's the you? Where's the flavor?
Yeah, there's accentuation in terms of like maximizing on the timing of the light, but there's also accentuation of one's persona or personality to come out. And I definitely see where you guys are coming from on that, where you don't feel that type of showmanship from him. Yeah, and that ending though, I just felt like that was a weird way to cut.
Yeah, I was like, dang. I was like, okay, I get you. It's safe, but then you should have at least cut the video. The fact that you didn't cut the video, it does hurt it. Because now we get to see it. Because imagine if you're in person, and not that I wouldn't dig the show, but if I was a judge in that position, watching for those things, that's what I would think as a judge.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm just trading with someone, like, okay, yeah, okay, I feel you, bro. Get it. Like, that's how I'd be. I'm, like, not the best impactor in the world either, you know?
Yeah.
But
I definitely see where you guys are coming from on that, and I think that's where I'm kind of leaning towards as well, is that Danny's just level of progress was really good. Now, standalone, Nick's impacting show, that's like a good 7.5, 8 out of 10 for me. Like, it was everything I want to see in an impacting show. It was extremely precise and everything, and he understands the classic formula of impacting. You know, your M1s and M1s, M2, M3 mix-ups, and then ending on a lot of M3 strobing theory where he was actually pulling that off. Pro tip though, if you actually see how he has his configuration, it's very classic to a classic impact show. You know, yeah, his middle fingers being just plain yellow, and these were whatever they were. I think they were like pink, red, and yellow, or maybe orange that I saw in there. But yeah, middles is always going to give me a dead giveaway if you're doing impacting, if you have them on just yellows, because that's always a classic.
it would have, I thought, again, at the beginning, because of the lighting and the color configuration, if he had just started with blue, he would have had a better impact. You know? But
yeah.
Because it wasn't, the contrast wasn't as fit. And he was, well, I was going to say he was a little bit farther away, but no, he wasn't farther away. I was just watching it through Discord. And I didn't full screen.
Oh.
Fucking idiot.
So I'm over here just like, from like this little box, you know?
Yeah.
He was far away. No, he wasn't far away.
Yeah, no, he did have the classic movements of impacting. It was very disruptive, very box theory things where it's just like, here's a light, and it was making you having to jolt back and forth through it. So, in terms of the classic impact show, if it gives me the effect that impacting is able to do, he nailed it. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Danny as well, just because the amount of progress, the amount of structure he's actually able to show, and he had really good timing in his mode changes that really accentuated the intensity of the song. So, yeah, I think Danny kind of wins that out. So, way to go, Danny. 5 votes to 2. Wow. All right. So it shows that Danny's show is actually kind of popular with the rest of the crowd.
Yeah.
But alrighty. So next one up, of course, is Tuna versus Andrew. And no, it's not Trump. We double checked that. It's Ferrarius. I don't know. I butcher your name. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I heard he's a pretty cool dude. He watches some of my things too. So I was like, okay. I'm very excited and see what he throws. I think he impacts as well, is what I heard.
Hey, more impactors is always a good thing.
Yeah, I was like, I'm always down for that. So I was like, okay, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I think he's going to Dream State this weekend as well. He actually messaged me. I was like,
Oh, good for you.
Very nice. Yeah, definitely like to hear that. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and see Tuna's show. Which, I don't know if this is the first time Tuna is being featured on my channel, but if it is, then kudos to him. I always like watching his shows.
I mean, you covered the wet comp, so.
Did I cover that?
A little bit. Did you?
I don't think I have. I know the one that I covered for sure was the IGL comp that Mr. Freckles threw. I talked about the Whip Olympics 2, which I think Tuna was in. I think he was the one that won, didn't he?
No, he didn't win.
Oh crap, I don't... Wasn't he second place or wasn't he up there or no?
I want to... Memory's blank.
The notes.
sorry,
I
Spawn.
will have a
Sorry,
note.
Spawn.
There will be a note telling people what who won and all that stuff, where he was on that. So, but yeah, no, I'm really excited to show this one because I know Tuna is out there extremely clean with his precision on his movements and his angles are just extremely clean. That's why he's on soap. But all right, without further ado, Tuna, show us what you got.
Show us what you got!
Interesting song choice.
I'm with it. There it goes. Waving away that wind.
She's all on me. She's something special. Can't stop her now. Won all the medals. She takes me to another level. I can't let go. Just can't get enough. Know that she's doing fine, no problems, not thinking about this. Funny cause I'm just trying to forget all the shit.
Definitely can see the clean lines that he's drawing with this liquid.
I can't just learn to fly but don't know how to land. Should say what I wanna say so we can take this off my mind and move on with the day. She's all on me. She's something special. Can't stop her now. Won all the medals. She takes me to
Definitely like the 1-2s that he has going across the field of vision.
let go. Maybe I've been losing all. Maybe I've been up too long. Or maybe
The way he
I'm
approaches his
still asleep
musicality is
in a dream.
very different.
Don't wake me up. Don't wake me up. Don't wake me up. I guess I love
He
you
definitely
better, bittersweet.
puts execution over everything.
I'm just chilling at the party.
Yep, definitely.
But I would rather hang out with your body. We can stay up too long and get wavy. She's all on me. She's something special. Can't stop her now. Won all the medals. She takes me to another
That was nice.
I can't let go. I can't
That
let
stuff speaks for itself. You know, kind of leaves you just sitting there speechless a lot of the time.
Oh yeah.
That's how you end the show.
Yeah, I would definitely say that was really nice to see from beginning to end.
Yeah, I just didn't want it. Kind of just damn sad it ended. Didn't want it to end.
Yeah, definitely. That's something that
That's
I know
left you
he's really
wanting
good
more.
at. Right? But alrighty. StarStream TuT. What else do you think about that show?
I feel like I'm at a bar and I just got cut off, and I don't want to be cut off just now.
Right? I definitely agree with that one. I really liked just seeing the color configuration that he went with. Really just kind of brought everything together. I mean, the movements, the flash patterns he went with, it all just kind of blended really well together. I think that's probably one of the most enjoyable shows I've watched in a good while. But if there's nothing else, then we're gonna move on to see Andrew's show because we have.
Last thing.
Oh yeah.
Tuna, let me see you smile. Something. That's just me. I'm always about the showmanship and story. I need that. I would say you kept a good story. Like you had like a lot of good animations that were playing with that. I was sick. But let me see your face though.
No, I don't really feel like it.
Yeah, I would certainly say that show is what I would call like a
It's out
visualizer
of
show,
character for him.
right? I will call that a visualizer show, where you like you have a song and you make the visualization of the song, like like watching an iTunes visualizer. I don't know. That's how I felt about it, but I'm not saying that as a bad thing. Just want to point that out, Tuna. But,
it's like most most people glove the way their personalities are. Tune is pretty quiet, so it's like it fits.
Yeah, I definitely agree. But without further ado, I think we can just go ahead and watch Andrew F's video, because it's not Trump. And I'm not saying that as a meme, because I know that's what he likes to do sometimes. But without further ado, Andrew, show us what you got.
Show me what you got. I want to see what you got.
Just have to point out the reflection on the on those sunglasses are gnarly.
I like that he's trying to, he's throwing that liquid for Twan.
Definitely maximizing on his use of space with it.
Yeah, he's getting risky with it. Because he's getting a little close to the frame out there, but I appreciate what he's doing.
Yeah, definitely not detracting from. I understand like where the movement's going and how it's being drawn out.
I understand what's going on.
Oh.
Okay, you want to run the head?
Why am I lagging? Alright, here we go. I feel like he's favoring his right side more. I don't know if you're noticing that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like I said, he's playing with the frame. He's getting real risky with it. I appreciate it though. I give up the ordinary life, I'm stuck with night goggles. What's in plain sight no longer interests me.
Certainly hope he wasn't doing anything with the other hand. Okay, I see what he was trying to go for.
Yeah, he was tutting and then he turned the tuts into liquid.
Okay.
I feel like he had a lot of liquid, which is cool. The best way I like to put it, it's like he needed to move a lot with a lot more purpose. Not that there's anything wrong with freestyling, but I didn't see a story.
Yeah, no, I definitely
Structure. You kind of just like, okay, whatever I'm feeling right now.
Yeah, I would say that was a very expressive type of show.
Yeah, expressive.
So it was definitely one of those things that I would feel like you would see somebody doing at a festival, not necessarily throwing to a particular person. You know what I mean? They're just kind of vibing out, which is not bad.
Like not necessarily a pit battle, you know. That's not what you bring to a battle, I would say.
Yeah, one of the things that I definitely felt like he kind of I don't know if it was intentional or not, but I kind of felt like he restricted himself to just one particular style of liquid, which was a lot of this, and not doing a lot of the things that we saw with like how Tuna did, where Tuna actually like broke him apart and actually showed these different disruptive ways to actually move about. I also noticed that he was favoring his right side more instead of actually showing the symmetry with his left.
I dug the showmanship. I mean, he was there, he was smiling, you know. He got the glasses.
Definitely can tell what he was feeling.
Yeah, now the nitpick for me, you know me, color corrector, you know, a little bit of dark, a little bit of shadow, doesn't hurt. Makes it better.
Yeah, I've started really liking, especially when it came to me like recording my comp videos. I really have been liking having the backlight and the backdrop like sheet to allow the silhouette to be a thing, because for some reason it's making my light shows look a lot better, and I've been enjoying that. So I think that's something that I'm taking away from my own personal thing that, you know, wouldn't hurt to do for pit battles, man. Just it bumps
The
up
brain processes it differently. It like looks a little less human.
Yeah.
You know, looks a little more like way more animated.
Yeah, I definitely liked how he was using his use of space. I just feel like he doesn't really know how to complete it when it comes to move over here, move up to the center frame, and then move over here. Because he would be here, and then he would come up, and then start doing stuff over here.
It was clearly a video I was thinking that he was like, okay, I'm going against Tuna. I'm going to kind of tribute this to Tuna. This is what I got. And it was dope. I was reading a little bit of that comment that's right there. Thanks for watching, dude. On my second pit ever, that's really dope and bold. That's the second pit, and he chose Tuna, and like his longest liquid bid ever. So that's what it pushed him to do. You know, that's admirable.
Oh yeah, hey, like I've always told my audience, take risks. There's a reason why I say that. You know, especially in pit battles. That's what
pushes you. That's what encourages you for that direction. Do it. All better.
Well, to me, I always tell people that when it comes to pit battles and you take risks, even if it doesn't work out, at least you're going to know what worked and what didn't work, and they're going to at least give you ways to figure out how to fix it, to make it work. That's one of the beautiful things that I love about pit battles, is that there is a way more nuanced, constructive criticism that people don't realize, that you get a lot more information out of people through this than you would in just a regular post it on GL and hope to get some feedback. So that's why I always encourage people, just do pits, even if it's just an exhibition pit where it's not ranked. Have fun with it. But yeah, I have to say that if I was gonna vote, I'm definitely voting for Tuna, because, you know, Tuna just literally showed such beautiful lines within the field of vision, where how it's able to relate in terms of movement, and you got that nice sweeping motion that liquid is also supposed to give off when it comes to moving about the field of vision. So
100% no doubt.
Oh yeah. Which is not surprising that it's 81% of the voting. Alrighty, next one, which I'm actually really excited about.
2 very boring minutes later.
So, I haven't seen this one. The poll has ended already though, but I'm totally okay with it because I haven't seen this one, but it is Sloth versus Cosmo. Sloth versus Cosmo.
I was told at first that Sloth's video was like a couple months old. So I wonder if it's a new video or it's an old video. I haven't watched the pit.
I'm actually curious as well, which, interestingly enough, Sloth is the first one up, so we'll actually see when it was posted. Because if this is an older one, which August 9th, 2021.
Wow, bro.
But, and it's and it's November, so that's 3 months off. Why? All right. You know what? We're just gonna reserve our questions till the end and just see what he has to bring to the table. So Sloth, show us what you got.
Show me what you got.
Okay, that's interesting.
He needs to get close.
That was very nice. That was actually pretty nice in terms of musicality. Nice save.
Very technical. I will say the whole time I've been watching the video, I would have cropped this to have made it appear like he was closer to the screen.
I definitely see what you mean on that.
Because there's like whole edges of the screen he just doesn't use at all. That would have made it look better from a production standpoint. I want to say it's a tip I've told him before too.
Okay, very interesting show. First of all, I find it interesting that this is also a for review video, not even for
review.
Yeah, just looking at
There's
this
no
right
fucks.
now, like what is happening here?
All right, well, Sloth, you're repping your name well.
Yeah. Interesting enough. Now, I will say this though, that was a very interesting show.
Yeah.
A lot of the concepts and a lot of the things that he put out there was very interesting, and I think he used that song to his advantage since it was a nice and slow down tempo song. That he was actually really able to accentuate the concepts and show what he wanted to do with it. What do you think about those clusters, man? Those are some very interesting clusters I saw.
Those thrusters were very nice. Yeah, that's something I always like whenever his shows come around. Is he always picks very interesting songs that people wouldn't typically love to, and he morphs them into what you just saw. I would definitely say that was one of his more better structured shows. That the little tidbits, story, and showmanship. I always want more of that. Where's the face? I love the physicality though. That physicality was good. The whole contortion and you need a lot of flexibility to do what he was doing right there.
Yeah, that was
He's also a
pretty
really
intense.
tall dude too, so I know that's also a big thing. That's hard for him to use the camera, and how big his movements are. So that always hinders him. But that's why I'm always like, hey, and then like color correct to make things better. He didn't overlay. Again, it was a full review. Prepping the sloth name. But it was sick. It was indeed very, very sick. A lot of welcome pros moves he's been working on for a long time.
Yeah, I was just pretty much just taken away by the amount of technicality that was going on in there, and it's just very, very
It
controlled.
kept me very quiet
Yes,
for most of it.
because I think to me it was one of those shows that you're watching, and granted it was a for review video, but like I think we were just analyzing so many of the subtlety that was there, because a lot of the movements that he was doing was actually rather subtle rather than being very just straightforward to you, because he really wanted you to see the movements and how they worked.
Had a lot of purpose.
Yeah, so very interesting, I will have to say. So, but without further ado, I think this is actually the first time I'm showcasing Cosmo on my show that isn't a guest appearance. So that this should be very interesting, in all things considered. Now, I did find it interesting that he decided that he wanted to be on the list and actually get into Pit Battles list, even though he's pretty much running the show. You know, and this guy,
It's not rigged.
Hey,
Started
hey.
from the bottom.
yeah, showing that he's playing just as fair as everybody else and being fully transparent on the rules. But I think without further ado, Joe Cosmo, show us what you got.
Show me what you got.
Doing his job instead. Joe's a little close to the frame in this one, but I'm still digging it.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, with them backward flip.
very nice. I actually like that.
Yeah. You're gonna see Eagle Joe move. Still.
I think it's pretty smart how he has this color configuration on his thumbs and pinkies that doesn't detract from when he's doing clusters.
Well, it's because of the clusters that he chooses to use. Also, yeah, wish he mirrored it a bit more, explored more. This felt like he was just teasing.
Alright, very interesting. I will definitely say that was...
Ending was interesting.
Exactly, I thought that ending was very interesting. Here's the funny
Hey, look
thing.
at that! Seaway! Thank you, Seaway!
You, you both lose for not having endings!
Kids, you're both just awful.
Thank you!
Oh my god. Okay. So, alright. Here's one thing I definitely want to point out, and this is something that I will point out in the future when it comes to a future upcoming idea that I have for Burr, is Joe shows what I would consider a mastery of the foundations of clusters with how he presents his clusters. It is literally nothing but foundational movements of clusters. Like, it's not super complicated. It's very well thought out and very well purposeful. Liquid, who's another Glover who shows a mastery of nothing but foundations. Literally, man, damn. That, like, if you need a way to study clusters, this is a show you need to watch to study how to do clusters in the most basic foundational way and how to implement it into a show.
Yeah, very simple way to transition from a very flowy show and then work it way out.
Yeah.
I will say, now that I rewatched it, I have seen that show before, and because he posted on the lounge, I just didn't watch the battle. Comparing in them, I feel like I needed more story from Joe. I did dig the intentional use of everything. I felt like some whips were filler, and some flails he could have mirrored a little more. Same with the clusters. Like, it was a very safe show.
Yeah, I would say this show is very, as I would put it, just like how a lot of Liquid shows are, very foundational. It's just a very foundational show, which is not a bad one, because to me it shows you beauty within it shows you beauty within simplicity. Like, that's the main thing for me, is that you see this beautiful display from it, showing how even the simplest movements can have such a strong impact on the show altogether, because, like, it was very simple with what he was doing, but I totally understood what he was going with.
And that's where, like, the difference in, like, a pit for a vote versus, like, a scorecard judgment. Because I can't really, all right, well, that doesn't mean anything necessarily if there's a objective. So, like, okay, it doesn't change the score I give it necessarily. It just means it would have a different score in a different section, like complexity.
Yeah, but I had to double check the comments just to see if there was any other feedback. There wasn't much, so I was just like, oh, okay, so
Seaway was the hero.
Right? Yes, Genghis Wrath will always come in to save the day for us. But if I had to vote, it's kind of difficult. In terms of production, Joe takes it, but in terms of just like what was presented from both of them, Sloth takes it for me, because he just shows like this level of complexity with understanding how to use foundational movesets to create these beautiful shapes.
I was
and
way
movements.
more like invested and intrigued by Sloth's show too.
Yeah, I think we were definitely watching it just to see how he put things together. What's a good example? It's kind of like watching synchronized swimmers. How they bring themselves together. Like, that's how I felt like Sloth shows was like, wasn't watching one person. It was a working network of multiple thoughts happening at once. So
he wasted that old video and no one watched. Like, that's why no one voted. Like, that's why I didn't get no votes.
I think that's
24 hours. Like, no one knew about it. Like, look at this. We're watching it a week later, bro.
Yeah, well, to me, I also wonder if people are voting against Sloth because he posted an old video, which I know is very, very frowned upon in pit battles.
That's if it was, I knew about it. I don't know who else knew about that. But maybe they knew about it after maybe they read that, but no one commented that. Usually they get pretty savage in there, and they'll say stuff like that.
Yeah. So, pro tip to anyone who wants to get into pit battles: don't post old shows. Don't do that. Don't. I'm probably gonna cut a Rick and Morty clip in here where it's just like, get your shit together.
Well, then get your shit together. Get it all together and put it in a backpack. All your shit, so it's together.
Alright, so next one up, which is our last one for the day, is Steve versus no one. And no, I don't mean like he's literally going against no one, as in the person who's clever to him is no one, as you see here.
No one.
Yeah. So this one's 2 judges plus popular vote, so I think the vote's still open for it. So alright, I'm excited to see how this is gonna go. First one up is Steve. I've had Steve showcased here a couple of times. I think the last pit battles.
He's the one who won the Olympics.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he did. And I did talk about that, so yeah, I think he's only been showcased on here once so far. I know for sure when Joe was on here, we showed his pit battle versus Short, I believe. And I think that's when Short actually won the King of the Crown, basically, when he got to the #1 spot. So this should always be interesting. But without further ado, Steve, show us what you got.
We'll see what you got, though. I'll show you what I got.
This is the good backlighting we were talking about, just saying.
Yes.
Very nice. I like that. Nice.
See that platform? That was sick. I always love how purposeful he is. Woo! Woo! That's how he's having an effect.
I was gonna say, somebody's been studying their platforming a lot for this show. Very classic whip tunnels, I like it.
Very cool. Very intentional. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, alright, I have to say this. First of all, that was probably one of the really most beautiful displays of platforming techniques that I've seen from him. Just a little tip, if you guys want to, you guys can go watch my little Archetypes of Glowing Platforming. I made one, it's actually really good. If you want to learn more about platforming, go check it out.
Well made. Seriously.
Thank you. I actually really enjoyed making that one. That one, and just studying about platforming was actually very, very interesting, and just seeing how things are put together for a platforming show. Musicality was huge. Oh, thank you. I tried my best because I wanted to make sure there was some form of intersectionality that people can actually relate from with my examples. But musicality, depth perception, and causal sequencing was just top notch in this video from Steve. Holy crap. That was crazy.
Yeah. Every little tiny micro movement that he was using.
Yeah, he had the dissections, he had the follow throughs, he had just everything just all put together. So, Steve, you got platforming down to a T, man. Like, I would definitely like to see where he goes with it. I would like to see how he's going to expand upon it, because he did show good amount of understanding a bit of clocking techniques with the causal sequencing, but didn't necessarily go completely into clocking. So it can show you that you can have clocking techniques without doing clocking. But StarStream TuT, anything else you want to say about that show?
It left me pretty speechless. I was like, okay, yeah, I gotta see what no one throws. I've heard both sides. I haven't seen this show, but I've heard people say Steve got rocked, and I've heard people say no one got rocked. So I'm just like, this is clearly going to be a close one.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that's what we're going to be dealing with. But, whew, man, talking about having to show yourself up when after seeing a display like that from Steve, like holy crap. But without further ado, no one, show us what you got.
Show me what you got. I want to see what you got.
Oh, the dodecahedrons.
Yep, definitely like wiffle balls.
Nah, dodecahedron.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah, I will say it's coming off a lot faster compared to Steve's.
Yeah.
Like he's jogging when the song's still walking.
Yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from on that.
Dude, it's going for it.
Nice. It's got some good punchlines.
Yeah, it's got a good punchline. I just feel like they're either a little late or too early. In my opinion.
That was pretty good.
Okay. Ha! That was very well executed musicality right there and showmanship.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of intention. Did it just go black on?
Yeah, no, that was the end of the video. Yeah, that was it. Okay.
It's close-ish. I definitely think, in my opinion, Steve won. But, man, that was good. That was very good.
Okay, so let me try to break this down the best way I can possible. First of all, musicality and timing with a lot of his musicality was really on point. A lot of the punchlines that came with his musicality I felt were really, really strong. But I definitely agree with you that he was jogging when he should have been walking in the beginning. So he wasn't allowing that intro to be what the intro needed to be. Yeah, he didn't
was kind of like
present
rushing through it a little bit. He was like, all right, let's get to the punchline. It's like, hold on, bro. Let it build.
Yeah,
so that it can hit.
The song had pretty much what I would call like a prologue to the show. You know, and you gotta really let that prologue kind of simmer and let it build to what you want to do. And I felt that's where I agree with you a lot. However, he had really good just his punchlines really hit, and I really liked that. So he definitely came out swinging.
No doubt.
But I definitely want to say, yeah, I think Steve really takes it from me for his level of execution. And not only that, he had a very strong understanding of platforming, and he utilized the grid to that very strong effect.
Kept it real simple in the beginning. And then you're just, you're in an anime show. And just,
Yeah. The other thing as well is that his how he ended his show, and how he started his show was a very classic full circle type of show. He started it this way, he ended it this way. No one's ending really kind of threw me for a loop. Like, yeah, I get doing this and kind of fading to black, but it doesn't feel like the show was ending, especially with how long he let the song play on after. That really kind of breaks that feeling. I think it's something that I always talk about when it comes, at least with my shows, is when I don't use the full length of the song, I will end my show at a point when the song changes. You know, if like there's a good crescendo part where it kind of like ends, you know, goes back into the chorus, so it kind of goes through like another swing of a chorus portion of it. As you get that signifier to show that I went for an ending, and then you can let the song play out as long as it wants, because I usually have like the 3 tags that play after my show's over.
It's like a literal subtle way of telling someone that something's changed. What's changed? Oh, it ended. You know?
Yeah.
It's very easy to comprehend.
Yeah, so, and I know there's songs out there that don't really give you that opportunity to do so, and it kind of sucks, and it kind of like sucks a little bit of the juice out of the show. But yeah, I definitely felt like doing this and then fading to black didn't really give me a sense of ending. Kind of just made me feel like things were just there, you know.
Like, that left me wanting more, but not in the way you want.
I felt like I didn't get closure. That's how I'm gonna put it. I didn't feel like I was resolved.
I didn't feel like I was cut off. I just feel like, yo, y'all ran out.
Yeah. You know, and I think this really, it's funny too, because I started thinking about this for a while now. I think this is going to allow me to come up with another episode about how to do endings. And it's not like I'm like the master of endings, but
I'm definitely not.
Right? But every good show I've seen that has a good ending to it, there's that sense of intentionality that you know that this is where you wanted it to end, and you wanted to show the sense of closure. So definitely, I think that's an upcoming episode that I'm definitely going to work on for the future. But okay, if I had to choose between these two, I think I'm gonna go with Steve's, just because it was, from beginning to end, in terms of storytelling, in terms of musicality, in terms of timing, in terms of presentation, Steve really got it. If we weren't going off of that and we were like saying this as like a traditional, like a battle show, I would also probably say No One Takes It, because he definitely presented a battle show. Like, this was, I'm going to show you my punchlines, I'm going to show you these sick ass moves, and like, yeah, I'm not taking that away from him. This was an extremely close show.
It'd definitely be one of those, if I saw it in person though, I don't know.
I put it this way: if this was an in-person show and Steve went first and then No One, damn, No One made a very good response to his show.
Yeah, good response. Yeah, definitely. It'd be like, all right, whose crowd got louder?
If we saw it backwards, I don't think it would have made sense. Like, the shows wouldn't, the shows wouldn't make sense. But No One shows, watching it in this order from Steve to No One, yeah, this made it like an entertaining pit altogether.
Hard.
It made it super hard. Oh, but I'd say Steve ekes out just by a couple of points. If I was doing this scorecard, there would be like maybe 1 or 2 points that he got.
It's a little bit. It's not like a crazy amount.
No. Though,
it's like tiny details, finishing touches.
I will say this though. I'm definitely keeping my eye on No One, because damn, that was a really good show.
Oh yeah, I've been watching for a little bit. He has been killing it. Kind of just like came out of nowhere. Damn it, No One.
I was just gonna say this though. He's definitely curated his show to a style that he claims as his own. Like, I can definitely say that this is his style. Like, very unique. He definitely knows what he likes to throw in a show, and he throws his show extremely well. So, yeah, just a little bit, just this much. Only this much, Steve wins, in my opinion. And according to this, the popular vote does not like us. They actually like Steve.
Shook.
Yeah, and you know what the crazy thing is? This is 2 judges' popular vote. We gotta check the comments. We are going to do the research. We are looking in the comments. We need to see more comments.
View.
Open. All right, let's see. We got Josh Lee and Habak on. I'm gonna butcher people's names like crazy. Let's see. All right, Steve took this one from me, so we got a point to Steve from one judge. Let's see if Josh is. Where's Josh? Is it Josh Lee or I thought it was Josh Yo?
Yeah, it's Josh Lee.
Is it Josh? Okay, it is Josh Lee. All right, let's see what he has to say. I'm actually really excited because Josh Lee really. Oh shit! Wall of text. Again, this is what I love about Steamboy, man. He breaks down everything to a freak. Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna just blitz through this real quick.
5 minutes later.
Wow.
So I'm giving it to no one.
I disagree with the present, but I mean maybe on lighting.
Okay, so there was 1 to Steve, 1 to no one. So popular vote was the tiebreaker, and no one got 70%. Wow. So no one actually won this one, or is winning this one. Damn.
I'm shook right now.
So that's the beauty about pit battles, everybody, is that we can all have our own opinions and it doesn't mash up to what you see in public sphere.
100%.
Yeah. We both chose Steve, but Steve is I have to commend no one. He did come out the gate swinging, and everyone else felt the same way.
That's where you get to see when it comes to like a battle, what certain people look for when other people aren't looking for.
Yeah.
So we're just looking for energy. I'm looking for a little of everything, but mainly like, all right, purpose. It was everything purposeful.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that one. I would certainly say to everybody who's watching this, if you're not in pit battles, get into pit battles and start reading everything that's been said on this one, because this is the level of feedback that you are expecting to see on pit battles when you see a pit like this. And rightfully so, considering how good this pit was in terms of presentation. Like, hot damn, this is probably one of my favorite ones of this year. Other than that, that is all of the pits that we're going to watch today. I certainly hope you guys enjoyed what we have presented to you. I will certainly say these were probably some of the best pits I've seen so far in the series. Other than that, I will certainly... Yeah, I there's nothing more to say on that. It is an extremely wonderful showing of pits that we have going on for this year. I know we're coming up to the end of the year, and I know Joe has something planned in mind for the top 16, which I'm definitely going to be really, really excited to cover, because it's more coverage that I get to put out there. But StarStream TuT, as we close off this show, is there anything else you want to say, and where can everybody reach you and find you?
Whoa, that's what I was going to throw out. Y'all should definitely, hop in here. This little place, this little home.
Yeah.
That we all like to hang out and practice and bond as a community throughout the world. So you should definitely hop in Worldwide Glovers and go click on the link in the Instagram bio. Real easy.
Yeah, we also
all my stuff.
We also have an invite link in the description below. Do not hesitate to click on that. It's there for a reason. I always get messages up about, hey, I watched an old video and I want to get into WWG, so where can I go? And I just send them off a link. So definitely join us there. I'm always on there as much as I can as well. You can also find all of StarStream TuT's information down in the description below. I have his little link tree link down there, so you'll find all of his stuff, all of his social media, all of his YouTube channel as well. He also has a YouTube channel for Worldwide Glovers, so do not hesitate to go on there. We have plenty of tutorials to help you navigate through the complexity that is Discord sometimes, but you know what? It's a really good resource to have. But other than that, is there anything else you want to say, McKinley, before we hop off?
No, man. Just again, thank you for this opportunity. This was fun.
Oh yeah, man! I'm super excited to have more people come on here. I'm definitely wanting to make sure that when I do pit battles, I actually bring more guest people on here because it's always good to see what people around the world are always saying in terms of gloving. But other than that, thank you to everybody who's watched so far. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys know where to reach me out with all my social media links down below. Don't forget to donate to my Ko-Fi. And if you can't donate to my Ko-Fi, please use the free options, which is like, share, and subscribe to my channel, so that way I can get more visibility on this wonderful art form. But other than that, I am your host, Peter, aka LPD Dubuque, and I'll see you guys all next week.